Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Walking This Way's Impact Voice. I'm your host, Furman Jackson Jr. I'm the CEO and president of Walking This Way's Impact Voice. I hope everybody's having a great Wednesday evening, of course. And like I said, I want to give a special shout out to everybody who's listening this evening, and also my very special guest on the evening. I got a chance to meet her this past Saturday at the Who's Who at the Broadway venue. When I first seen this person, she was small, energetic. She commanded your attention. She networked with her, and just explained what she does and stuff like that. And I was captured by her, by how she got my attention. But I thank her for taking time out of her busy schedule to be here tonight on the podcast. And I just want to welcome her here to their first time. So introduce yourself and welcome to Walking This Way's Impact Voice.
Hi, everybody. My name is Aladriane Dysia. I am an up-and-coming professional model, entertainer, and entrepreneur.
But
My mother.
and okay, I see your mother, and then like so you got like you wear different hats. You got different hats, different things. So that's but making stuff happen. That's what it's all about.
Yep.
My first question is, I know you're a mother, I know you're a model, you're a wife and stuff like that. So in your life of being in the public eye, how do you balance that with your career and also with home? Like, how do you balance that? 'Cause I know people balance things differently. So, in your personal view, how do you balance that out?
Well, I have a helpmate. So, we've been married 5 years. November 26th. I have a helpmate. He is my balance. Um, he helps me with the kids. Also, my mother helps with the kids, but it's like my image. I know that I'm a mother and I'm a wife first and foremost before I am anything else. So when it comes to what I do and like as far as pictures and what I work with, I always look at how would this affect my husband? How would this affect my children? So that's pretty much my balance. And I also like I put everything past my husband first before I give anybody an okay.
Mhm.
Always. Like no matter what I do. My makeup, my hair, um, my image, because like I said, he is the head of my household. So if he doesn't feel like, oh babe, I don't think this is something you should do, it don't look too good, I'm not gonna do it.
Mhm.
I mean, I have my own opinion, I have my own mind, but he's my helpmate and he's my best friend. And I value his opinion 1,000%.
Right.
So I always look at how would he feel, how would my children look at it later on in life. Um, so I try to balance it as much as I can. Like I said, first and foremost, I'm always a mother and I'm always a wife. Wife first, mother second, model, and then everything else.
And that's what's up right there. And like I said, just here you got it all mapped and all together. And I love the camaraderie, the teamwork that you and your husband put together, consulting each other before you make any move. Cause that's how it's supposed to be. Submitting, respecting one another in that type of atmosphere. And my next question is: in the next 5 years, where do you see your business and yourself in the next 5 years?
I want to have my own brand in the next 5 years. I want to have my own brand. I want to have my own company. Um, I'm not really sure exactly what I want right now because I'm studying to be a doula. So it's another hat I'm trying to put on. I do want to be the first Black doula in Mobile because there are no Black doulas in Mobile. And I want to make sure my community is built up under me. So I work with different local clothing lines, local artists, local photographers. So in the next 5 years, I want to everybody look at Lay and be like, oh, that's a Ladrian. That's Ladrian Dysia. Like she's helping the community. She's helping her community. No matter what community that may be, I want to be able to help that community.
And that's what's up. So giving back into the community. So you want to be like Robin Hood, Rob, like take from the rich and give to the poor. I'm just being
I ain't
funny,
trying
but
to take from the rich because I'm already rich. I'm trying to make my community rich. I'm trying to be
mhm,
up there with like I ain't even trying to keep up with the Joneses. I want to be.
right.
I don't even want to be the Joneses. I just want to be up there. I want that crown that we've got. We kiss about the sun.
Right.
I always say we kiss about the sun. So I want to be up there. I want that crown on everybody's head. Everybody got to wear a crown.
Exact. And that's what it's all about at all times. And my next question is, who influenced you in your life the most and why?
Definitely my family. Definitely my family, especially my dad's side of the family. My dad's side of the family is huge. Like we have a big family. And my dad's side of the family is full of entrepreneurs. Like we have bakers, candy makers, carpenters, bricklayers, food makers, pharmacy technicians. We have club promoters. Like, like I said, my family is huge. Whatever you got, whatever you need, you call me and call a cousin, call an auntie, call an uncle. We got it. And like I want to be part of that. Like I want to be part of that legacy with my family. Eager. I love the Eagers. We are strong and we build and we do things for ourselves. So they're like my biggest influence. I look at them and I'm like, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to be. I want to be that. I want to be able to call. I don't want to have to call outside. I want to be able to call within the inside.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be who they call when they need a design. Like I have a cousin who has her own. She has her own hairline, hair products. I have a cousin who has her own clothing line. Like I said, my family is my biggest influence. We do so much. Everybody works for themselves in my family. I want to work for myself. That's what I'm trying to be.
Man, that's what it's all about, being your own boss, being your own CEO, your own brand, and that's what's up right there. Because the Bible do say about it in Deuteronomy 8:18 that God gave us the power to get wealth. They may establish covenant with our forefathers. So God gives us the power and ability to get wealth. So that's always a good thing. And think about it, I know you want to prepare for your children as well. You want them to be set up thinking generational wealth. And that's always a good thing to think generational, because you got to think about them. They coming up, so you want them to be successful and to be able to pass on that lineage to their children when they get up to age. And my next question is, what has been the greatest advice you got?
Everybody ain't your friend. Everybody ain't your friend.
That's true.
Don't let everybody pray for you, because people can be in your face, he and ha hun, and behind your back, he and ha hun. So, and I had to learn that because I'm a very friendly person. I don't meet strangers, and I try to help everybody and anybody. And I had to learn that I had to humble myself. I had to learn that I can't help everybody, and everybody ain't in it for my best interest. Everybody ain't in it for me like I am in it for them. So since I've learned that, and since I've let people be seasons,
Yeah.
I've let people be seasons, my life is a lot less stressful.
Well, like, hey, when circle gets small, everybody can't go. So everybody can't go with you. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's not meant to be where you're going, where God is taking you. And my next question is, how has COVID-19 affected you and your family?
It's affected me in different ways. First and foremost, I've lost two people dearly to me this year. One wasn't due to COVID, but one was due to COVID. But still, it was the fact that I couldn't be there for one family member like I wanted to due to COVID. So it's like it affected me. And then another thing was I had to slow down on modeling because, like I said, I'm a mother first. So I couldn't be around any and everybody. I couldn't take my children with me to photo shoots. And I had to, I had to stay home. Didn't I couldn't I had to stop working because my job didn't need me. So I had to stay home with my kids, and that was a learning process because I'm used to working. I'm a busybody. So
Mm-hmm.
COVID-19 has humbled myself. I'm like, hey, sit your ass down somewhere. I had to sit home with my kids, and I've had to brainstorm. Okay, God, what's my next move? Definitely more meditate. I've definitely meditated and prayed more than I ever have because I'm at home. There's nothing else for me to do. I can't go to work. I can't really go to the stores like I want to. I can't go riding with my friends. I can't go to club. Can't go to church. So I'm at home, and I'm at home with my children, and I've gotten to know my kids a lot more. I've gotten to know my husband a lot more. So it's affected me, and I guess like I said, in many different ways, it has affected me in good and bad ways.
And I know it has affected a lot of people this year, mentally. Cause I think a lot of people committed suicide behind COVID-19 because they couldn't handle being quarantined, being so busy, and it has affected everybody. And I know it's still affecting a lot of people because it's still going on today. And my next question is, what has been your biggest life lesson? I know we always gonna keep going through. As long as we live, we always gonna learn lessons. So far, what has been the biggest one so far for you?
My biggest like is just it's the talk. My biggest life lesson is talk because, like I said, you know, I started out, my after college. I started after my high school life really hard and in a bad place, and I didn't talk and I didn't speak up and I didn't let anybody know what was going on with me, what was I feeling, what situation I was in, and I realized had I spoke up and had I talked, I could have got out of that. I could have got out of that situation sooner. I could have been better with it. It's just talking. Like everybody, it's like nowadays people feel like you can't speak up about your feelings and you can't tell how you feel. When to me, that's the best thing. Communication is the best thing because you never know who can help you.
True.
I've always grown up with the saying, closed mouths don't get fed. So,
That's true.
I had a closed mouth and I needed to be fed. I needed to be nurtured. I needed somebody to be there for me, but my mouth was closed. And not even exactly all, it's just my fault. It was other factors that made me not talk. But this situation, had I talked, I would have got out of this situation quicker and sooner than what I did. So just talk, communicate, open your mouth. It could be anybody that any confident. I mean, and we think, we see a lot of stars like this, like subliminal messages on Facebook and Twitter and stuff like that, and this thing
Hmm.
they're dead. So it's like speak up, like call somebody. Like I said, I have a cousin that sometimes when I feel down and I feel really depressed, I call her and I'm like, hey, I'm not feeling myself, my aura's not right, talk to me. And sometimes the conversation can last 5 minutes, sometimes it can last 5 hours, sometimes I have to go over there, pop a bottle and drink or eat some food, pop a crab leg and eat this. Everybody has a drug. Seafood is my drug. So but yeah, just open your mouth and talk. Like just let your feelings out. You release it. Communication.
And that's it. Communication is key. And my next question is: I know you are in the fashion industry or model, and for those that's getting to know you for the very first time, how long have you been? I know earlier you said you're up and coming model, but I'm gonna say professional model. I speak those things beautiful as they were. So how long have you been a professional model?
5 years. I started out working with Antoinette Worthington. She was the very first person I modeled for. I actually modeled for her in a fashion show. She was actually a friend of the family's. She was the very first person that I started modeling for. Then it went from there, and my husband's military, so we got stationed in Hawaii. I did a little modeling in Hawaii, and then I came back home, and I reconnected with some of my model friends that I modeled with when I was in Mobile. So been doing it for 5 years now.
Okay, and 5 years and still going strong and still having fun with it. So, what advice would you give a person who wants to get into the modeling field? From your personal experience, what advice can you give a person who wants to do what you're doing?
Jump in. Don't be scared. Jump in because what I learned is the modeling industry in Mobile is very open. We are a very open and welcoming family. And I say that because nobody makes you feel pressured. And if somebody does make you feel pressured, there's an abundance of people that's like, hey, that's not right. That's not what you're supposed to do. Um, I have a lot of people that like when I came back home, I didn't really know what to do, how to start out. So, of course I started out with Antoinette and then started out with Will Gant, working with Will Gant. Then from then, there's a lot of group shoots that Mobile have. So I say, get on these Facebook page, get on these modeling page, and they always have group shoots. You don't have to pay for the pictures because a lot of, same way you're trying to build your portfolio, these photographers are trying to build their portfolio as well. And, I've been published in 5 magazines this year. So, and I'm working with different brands in and outside of Mobile. So it's all about just jumping in and finding a person that can help you out. Like Honoree McGuire, he's a great photographer. Terrence Smith, he's a great photographer. There's another friend of mine, Andrea. Andrea, the tattoo Amazon. I love her. She's a great mentor to me. Miss Mika Monroe, she's a great person. I've definitely talked to them because they're older than me and they've been in it before, so they know. And I always say, just jump in and find somebody to talk to because we're very open and we're very nice and we're warming and we want everybody to feel good because modeling is supposed to make you feel good.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to make you feel down. It's not supposed to make you feel left out. So just jump in, find somebody to talk to, cling to them. You cling to me. I'm definitely cling to me, be under my wing. So just jump in.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up. The modeling aspect. We never seen the positive side of modeling. We more see more the negative side of modeling. When I say that, because you see girls who deal with like eating disorder, get on drugs, they sell their bodies to get to the next level in their career. Why why we never see more of the positive, but we more focus more on the negative side when they display it on television?
I think the reason why we see the negative side is because it is a negative side to modeling.
Mhm.
And modeling is something that it's not for the faint of heart. It's definitely not for the faint of heart because I'm not gonna lie, there are photographers out here that will take advantage of you. There are models who envy you. And it's like, hey, it ain't all just big lashes and big earrings and bathing suits and winding of hair. No, it's it's something totally different because you know I like you're not gonna always get picked for a magazine. A photographer is not gonna always want to work with you, and it's not necessarily your personality or your pictures. It's just there's somebody that fits what they want to do better. So it's not for the faint of heart. And I'm not gonna lie, I've shed a couple of tears because I've had some editors say some mean things to me. I'm not afraid to say it. But I bounce back because that's just one person. That's just
Mhm.
one editor. That's just one magazine. As soon as like I bounce back, hey, this magazine didn't want me. 4 more magazines that came behind me. So that's why I feel like they do it. It's because they want folks to know that it's not all glamorous. And as far as eating disorders, I personally haven't seen anybody with eating disorders. I ain't got no eating disorders. I like to eat. None of the models I talk to, I associate with, we all like to eat. So I don't know eating disorders. As far as selling your body, I feel like the higher the industry is like now the industry is getting to a point now where they're less focused on the perfect body and more on the perfect body for you.
Mhm.
There's still some people out there who want the perfect body, who want the model that has the perfect body. So it's all about who you look at as far as modeling and what type of company you want. Because there are companies out there who want full fledged, who want stretch marks, who want short height. Because I'm short. I'm not I'm not runway model type. I don't really do too much runway because I'm short. I'm more so of a print model than anything. And I'm more of a brand ambassador. I'm more of a brand model. I don't really walk. Now the brands that I work with, I walk with them. But as far as like other regular fashion shows, I don't walk because I'm short.
Mhm.
So it's just about all. It's about all. What are you taking? And they will
Right.
scare you. It's scary. It will scare you.
Right. And I know, I mean, I know it's a dog eat dog world out there, no matter what type of field that you're in. But as a woman of your stature and a woman of your character, what professional model gigs would you would and would not take?
Hmm, that's a good question. Okay, so I love body image modeling because I love body image modeling. So I would definitely take body image. Um, Honestly, I think what only model I probably wouldn't do is if it's too sexual because like again I am married, so I have to look at my image.
Hmm.
So if it's a little too sexual and if it's a little too XX video, I'm like, eh, eh. And it's like, there's just far and there's too far.
Right.
And like I probably won't do body paint. I don't think and that's just my personal reference. I don't want to do body paint modeling. That's just me, like my personal. I don't feel right nobody paint unless I know them personally. But
Right.
I body paint and XXX. Like I haven't thought about nude shoots. I
Hmm.
that's one thing I have to. I would love to do invisible nude shoots. So it's like I'm nude, but I'm not nude. I would love to do that. But just full fledged
Okay.
front back now. Can't do it, won't do it, not meant to do it.
I got you. So you got your limitation, you got your stipulation. Hey, I do this, but I'm not doing that. So let's throw that out the back door. So I know you mentioned that you work with different photographers, you work with different companies. So what are the name companies that you work here locally in the city of Mobile?
Okay, so I work with Reggie Mose, and he has Lingo clothing line. He is one of the first people that I've started brand ambassadoring with. You can look on both. You can look on my Facebook page and both my Instagram pages, and I have his clothing line. I work with Amber Soap Bar. She has, oh my god, she has like her body butters, her soap, her oils smell so good. I work with Takir Impress. She actually designed my business cards that I gave you. I work with her. I work with Will Gant and his $1 Million Movement. Those are the 4 local artists, local people that I work with so far. So far. So it's probably more to come. And also, there's a local magazine that I'm in, which is Soiree Magazine. The magazine is out of Pensacola.
Okay.
So Leo Hall is the editor and owner of that magazine. So I work with him as well.
And so that man, that's what's up. So when you're doing like the magazine, how was that experience was when you got, being part of a magazine? How was that? How was on that day? How was it? What was going through your mind at that time that hey, I'm finna be in a magazine?
Man, just hey, suck it in. Yeah. I don't know. I'm very once I get in front of that camera, I'm really goofy. So I
Mhm.
was excited. I was goofy. I was hyping myself up, playing music. Like, these are magazines that my kids, my grandkids, great grandkids, hopefully, they're gonna look back and be like, oh man, Granny was bad. Like, okay.
Oh man, that's what's up right there. And my next question is: we talk about lessons, of course. I know I asked you about advice and things like that. We always gonna keep learning. So, what from this point forward, what has been the biggest life lesson? This point forward, we always gonna keep learning anyway. So,
Yeah. Man, my biggest life lesson this this forward so far. I mean, you can't gotta leave. Don't don't think about like today. Do what you gotta do today because tomorrow's not promised. Yes, you're supposed to look forward to the future, but sometimes you ain't gonna make it to the future. So leave your legacy today and don't worry about tomorrow. Like if like I've said to my friends, hey, I'm just like I thought about you today, so I'm calling you today.
hmm.
Or I thought about you today, so I'm texting. Like I know you're at work, but I thought about you, so I'm texting you just to see how you're doing. Because if you're on my mind at that particular moment, I'm going to text you, I'm going to call you, I'm going to message you. Like I'm going to do that because I might not, God willing, but I might not be here tomorrow. Who
Right.
knows? I never know. I don't know what God has in store for me, so I want to leave my mark today because I never know what tomorrow is going to look like.
That's true, and I agree with you 100% on that. And my next and last final question for the evening is legacy and having a good name. So, what do you want your legacy to be after it's all said and done?
I want folks to look at me and be like, Aladriane helped her community. Aladriane built her family up. Aladriane made a step stool for the next generation. I want to cut ties with the generational curses. I want young girls to like, okay, look at Miss Lay. Because I do have young girls that I still talk to and that I mentor, and I want them like, hey, look at Miss Lay. She ain't no Coke bottle, but she looking good, hey. Like seriously, and I want young boys, I want young couples to look at me and my husband like, okay, they're young, but they making it. Because
Yeah.
it's like nowadays, people looking at these young couples like nobody want to get married, nobody want to do this because they looking at these celebrities. Like I want us to leave that legacy that you can make it and you can do something despite what you've been through and despite your downfalls. Because I'm not perfect at all. Like I've been through some stuff and I'm not what I've been through. Looking at me now, I'm not a product of what I've been through.
Hmm.
I'm better than what I've been through. So I just want folks to, I want my community, I want to be a billboard on my community. Like I don't want to be an actual billboard, but I want to be a billboard on my community to help your community. Like I want people like, okay, well, when Miss Ladron was alive, this is what she did. When Miss Ladron was here, this is what she did. I want to be a positive name. I want positivity coming out your mouth when you talking about
And that's what's up right there. And do you have any final remarks for the listening audience here on Impact Voice?
my final remarks is I'm gonna put God first and foremost. Second, put yourself first. After you put God first, put yourself first because ain't nobody gonna love you like you. And as long as you put God first and yourself first, everything else is gonna fall into play. Love yourself first. Always do that when you like look in the mirror and love yourself first. I'm sorry.
You good. You good. But I mean that sums it up right there in a nutshell. And we know we're about to get ready to go into a new year. We're about to get ready to go into 2021. So do you have any do you have any bookings, anything lined up for the next following year?
Well, I do have a podcast coming up with Wake Up with Internet Warburton.
Congratulations.
Yay. This is a
Big shouts
great
out to her, of course. She's a great woman.
oh my God, I love Net. Like
Yeah.
Net has become more than just she's a mentor. She's definitely a mentor, but she has become more than a mentor. She's definitely like a sister to me. Like I said, I'm working on getting my doulaship because there's no black doulas in Mobile. So I'm praying I'm gonna be the first black doula to help these black women, empower birth and empower breastfeeding. So that's what I got going on 2021. My as far as my family, my husband's graduating in May, graduate school.
Congratulations to him.
Woo!
Congratulations to him, of course, big accomplishment.
But
But
and so far, that's all I got so far. But you never know.
yeah,
2020 ain't
but
complete yet.
yeah, I know. And know what? I respect that. I'm glad to see a man of color loving his family. I respect that. A man of color that love his family, love his wife. He getting out there making things happen for you. I respect that. We need to see more brothers like that in this generation. Instead of seeing the negative side of a black man, you need to showcase more positive side of a black man. That hey, men, there are men who are leaders, providers, protective, faithful to their wife, faithful to their children. So I respect that. So I'm glad to see that you have a husband like that, and big
He,
up to y'all.
he is definitely my best friend. We dated in high school, and then we took a break, and then we so happened to find each other. But he's definitely my best friend. He's definitely my number one supporter. He's he's like, hey man, now if you mess with me or if you do me dirty, he's gonna be the one I call him. That's my I gossip with him. He's definitely my number one best friend. Like I love that bald head man. Promise.
Oh man, that's what's up right there. I do appreciate you once again taking time out your busy schedule to be here on Impact Voice. You did good for the very first time. I know we talked like this is my first time. I was like nervous, but you did real good. So man, I appreciate you taking time out to be the schedule because I know you're busy. So I do appreciate you taking time to be the schedule, of course, and being here on Walking This Way. Hey, on Impact Voice. Hey.
Mini co-star, starting her off early.
Oh man, that's what's up right there. Beautiful family. It
Thank
really is.
you.
It really is. And once again, I thank you. You're welcome to be a guest anytime here on Walking the Ways Impact Voice Podcast. And be seeing you again shortly.
Yes. All right. Say bye.
Bye. Want everybody to have a great night. Hope everybody enjoyed tonight's episode. Very insightful, very impactful, of course. I just love seeing positive people. Y'all know about me. I love to induce extraordinary men and women here on the podcast that's doing things, making major moves, and out of that, encouraging others, inspiring others to be a better you. So we y'all have a blessed night. I'll see y'all next time here on Walking This Ways Impact Voice. Peace, everybody.
Bye.